Your spiritual beings having a human experience.
Welcome, Spirit Bus 33 fam. Episode 29. As always, I want to just take a moment to first just spend the beginning of this in some gratitude for those of you that have been coming along on this journey with me. I'm so grateful for you. Thank you. Your energy is very precious. Your time is very precious. So for you to be spending it with me, really supporting my creative endeavor here, my own healing journey, really grateful. Grateful for you. Thank you. I also do want to say, too, a little thank you to those that have been supporting my new journey with TikTok Lives. That is something that I've been wanting to do for a while and recently started with the help of some fam. They're supporting me in person. And I started off, I'm going to just kind of fill you in a little with doing it during the sunrise and filming the beautiful Lake Superior. There were some beautiful geese and ducks and, there. And it was quite the beginning, beautiful chapter to start some TikTok lives, to have a little mindfulness chat during a beautiful grand rising there. And then I have been wanting to do a live with my face for quite some time, but honestly, is I was feeling a little sheepish about it. I was, feeling, some anxiety, just feeling a little stage fright, so to speak. So that was something that I really decided to work on and do a little exposure. So I started a couple weeks ago. I did my first TikTok live with my face. Luckily, I just have been having the most amazing people join and comment and be involved in it. So it has been another part of my healing journey, another part, of my creative expression. So for those of you that joined after seeing the TikTok live, thank you. Thank you for coming over here and supporting this part of my creative expression. I hope that there's something in this episode for you that helps you along on your journey. I by no means am the expert of your life. I do not have all the answers, but I am having this earth experience at the same time, fam. So hopefully there is something within my journey that speaks to you. If you would like to hop on board with some TikTok lives with me, 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time most days. The TikTok live is you can follow me on, or I should say at Joyful Rain 33, JOYFULRAINE 33. And the lives, I believe they're titled Narrow Gate Lightworkers. And sometimes it's facing the lake with the sunrise, and sometimes it's my face. And most days, except for not on Thursdays and not on Sundays. So, but most days I'm not committing 100% to all of the rest of the days because I am checking in, making sure I feel centered, making sure I feel aligned, and doing that. So, but I am really enjoying that. So, again, if you have heard the TikTok live and you're here, leave a comment, let me know. Again, thank you so much. All right, get comfortable, get cozy. Yeah, grab yourself some tea, your preferred beverage here, grounded, centered space. I'd like to call in to just some protective energy here. I kind of envision this bright light and just circling around everyone who's in this space right now, listening to my words. There's some protective, healing energy. Calling in joy, calling in abundance in all ways. Just want to put that out there just to really start off. Just feeling aligned, feeling centered. So today's TikTok card out of the Jewel Kim deck, that deck that I've been using for those who have been following, is I'm pulling a card there. And the card today was You Matter. What's the prompt that started the conversation today? So I strongly encourage you, fam, to start or continue to work on transforming your relationship with yourself. You're always here with you. Like, let's fall in love with ourselves in such a deep way that we transform, where we rewire all of our limiting belief systems, all of our trauma responses, that we just transform them into these powerful acts of kindness towards ourselves, gratitude towards ourselves. This avatar is holding our consciousness so that we can have this experience. Just really embarking on this overall sense of care that allows us the safe space to transform into our favorite versions of ourselves over and over and over again. Because how do we truly, truly love others if we struggle to love ourselves? If we're unable to set boundaries with ourselves, are we going to struggle to set boundaries with other people? If we're dishonest with others, is that a reflection of being dishonest with ourselves? I love what Don Miguel Ruiz says here in the Four Agreements. He says, always do your best. He shares, doing your best, you're going to live your life intensely. You're going to be productive. You're going to be good to yourself because you will be giving yourself to your family, to community, to everything. Imagine doing your best like all day long. When there's a snag, you do your best to flow through it. No judgment, no shame. That's not our best, right? Learning, observing, there through it. So when we're doing like this kind of like unwanted, maybe mandatory task that we have to do, maybe I need to drink some water, or I need to have some movement, some exercise, I need to go to work, even, a funeral, things that we really don't want to experience. We're going through the whole entire process doing our best. Present, aware, flowing. And then after we do some reflection, and instead of sitting in the shame of, oh, why did I say that? What was I doing? We just realize we were doing our best in the moment, and we allow ourselves some grace. And we reflect on it. And then with what we've learned, we set our intentions and then we do our best again and again. And then over time, we start to notice that our entire system is rewiring. We're changing, we're evolving, we're transforming. Don Miguel Ruiz shares, action is about living fully. Inaction is the way that we're, oh, I can't read my own writing. Hold on, I'm going to have to be authentic here with that. Got it. I got it. Okay, start over here. Action is about living fully. Inaction is the way that we deny life. Inaction is sitting in front of the television every day for years because you're afraid to be alive and to take the risk of expressing what you are. I'm going to add on this that an action is staying in the dissociated state. It's the state that you developed as a coping skill to get through trauma. It's the over scrolling, overeating, the unhealthy self medicating, unsafe sex for some, maybe risky gambling, fill in the blank for what your dissociation, your avoidance is. It's all a way to avoid truly showing up for yourself, truly experiencing you. Of course, like when we step out of our vices and we start to lean into caring for ourselves, it's quite fucking challenging. For many, just the state of being is uncomfortable. Some feel restlessness, or maybe some racing thoughts, worry, like so many physical and mental symptoms that push you back into no, 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 just avoid. This is uncomfortable. This doesn't feel good. And then with the help from doing your best, you're leaning into your mind, body, belief system practices. Maybe you're using a coach, a mentor, a therapist, a support system to assist yourself. Is you slowly start to become more and more and more comfortable with being present, with being aware, with not having a vice on board, not escaping, not dissociating. Sanaya Roman, Personal Power Through Awareness, says, it's important to create a new and higher image of yourself. She goes on to say, hold an image of your higher purpose, then the thoughts and pictures that come into your mind will lead you in that direction. So I invite you, fam, like envision your favorite version of yourself. Like the person that you are working so hard to be. Of course, love the person that you are now, but for this activity is envision, what your favorite version of yourself does. And really choose to embody the vibration of that favorite version of you every day. Reminder, practice, create, evolve, repeat. Is leaning into today, I'm going to, let's say, embody the vibration of confidence. When I was starting that TikTok live and anxious of like, ooh, like I can't pause and get my thoughts together. Like I'm going to have to think quick. There's not just one person on the other end of that. Who knows who's watching me? They are watching me. Whatever kind of negative thoughts are coming in is embodying the vibration of confidence. Like when you feel that confidence, is embodying that. It's learning to regulate emotions as they come up, building up tolerance for distress, releasing what is not serving you, releasing what is keeping you from reaching that favorite version of yourself, the barriers that are holding you back every day. Again, you are your most important research project. The relationship you have with yourself is the most important relationship that you will have. And that may not resonate with everyone, and I can understand why. But if we think about it, in order to have deep, deep, meaningful relationships with other people, is we really have to learn how to have a deep relationship with ourselves. Because we can only go, as deep with other people as we have within ourselves. We want to be able to grow and evolve and treat people with as much love and kindness and boundaries and not people pleasing and show up in big ways for everyone around us. So we need to start showing up in big ways for ourselves. We all have these unique, amazing gifts. Some it is, there's all sorts of gifts. Like there's some people that just have these photogenic, like they can just read something and they have it memorized. There's other people that just have these like amazing ability to connect, with nature. All sorts of different gifts. I mean, we could go on and on. Artists, teachers, just so many gifts. And so it's time to really maybe take a journal. I invite you to take a little bit of time and to start recognizing your gifts if you haven't already done so. And if you start moving into any type of energy of like, oh, this feels egoic, that's no. We're not going to be made to feel that it's wrong to embrace our own unique gifts. We're not going to do that. We're not going to allow conditioning and limiting belief systems and old ways of thinking, to really make us feel small. So it's really make a list of all of the gifts that you have. And if it's hard to make that list, I invite for you to ask someone that you truly love, what they see in you. Sometimes it's helpful to hear other people's perceptions, but honestly, this journey is for you to really discover your gifts. And what is so beautiful, and I'm going to bring in, and I don't bring in this very often, because of a lot of people's religious trauma, but I do think, Jesus, like Jesus's teachings. I'm not saying organized religion. I'm not saying, any of that, but I'm saying just Jesus as, a spiritual teacher. A lot of the parables, a lot of the teachings are, there's a lot of wisdom there. And one of them, and I'm just paraphrasing here, I don't have the Bible right in front of me to read it, but was talking about basically the gifts that you're given when you lean into them more appear. And I know that that's true for my own journey, is that the more that I lean into my own abundance, my own internal abundance, the more that I lean into the gifts that I do have, the more that I cherish and appreciate them, the more that I take care of myself, then the more abundance in all ways, the more gifts appear, and then the more that I can share with other people. So I think that it's important to embrace what we have been given here, these natural, beautiful talents that we have. I mean, there's some people that are so amazing, at whatever their creative endeavor is, painting, transforming people's physical selves, so many things, working with people, helping people stay sober, the written word, the spoken word, movement. All right, 3-card draw from the Osho deck. First card, clinging to the past. It's time to release. It's time to transform. Of course, if you have trauma that you're having a hard time getting through, intrusive thoughts of the past, work with somebody, you know, work with a coach if that's the most comfortable person that you feel aligned with, a mentor, a therapist. Work with somebody, to really release the past, to understand it the best that you can. There's so many different modalities, there's so many ways of doing it, but honestly, I'm going to read this quote that I keep bringing up because it is so powerful. Is sometimes in order to be happy in the present moment, you have to be willing to give up all hope of a better past. Is that we are unable to transform our past, but we can transform the way that we think about it. Next card, this is a duplicate from this morning's reading, is going with the flow. It's really easy to have a lot of resistance throughout the day. There's going to be snags. There's going to be things that are uncomfortable. Someone might cut you off. There might be, a tone that you're not vibing with from somebody around you. You might be stressed out from raising children. So many snags that can cause this resistance inside. Sometimes it's just our energy levels can cause resistance. And if we get caught up in that resistance, if you can just kind of picture that right now, if we get caught up in the resistance, it's really easy to get snagged. And then there we go, off into these automatic reactions, behaviors. But if we are just able to pause for a moment, just take a moment, observe, proceed mindfully, really go with the flow. Maybe we have to swim to the right to get around something, create a boundary, make a different decision, but we're going with the flow instead of swimming the opposite way with resistance. This is, I think, a duplicate from today too. New vision. This is about creating this new vision, this next version of you. I often call it I got this from a cool homie, a favorite version of yourself. It's time to create that. It's time to lean in. The whispers are loud. You keep having these intuitive downloads, so to speak. You keep having this knowing that these certain things are for you. So it's time to lean in. It's time to do it. It's time to complete it. It's also time to lean out of what you think other people are thinking about it. As long as you're aligned with this creative expression of yourself, as long as you feel, that this is something for you, is if in your mind you're thinking, what will they think? I'm not good enough. Whatever that BS is it's time to release those limiting belief systems. As long as you're aligned and you're not doing anything to harm anyone, and this is something that you really feel aligned with in a big way, it's time to move forward. It's time to do that big thing. And you might lean into it and start taking the steps to do that. And that may lead you into a different direction. And that's okay. It doesn't mean that it was a failure. It meant that maybe you needed to go down this path to find this path to then get to the path that then there you are. And then you start creating the next favorite version of yourself and the next one. And it's this huge transformation process. Conversations with Soul deck. Allow nature to heal you. I've been loving the elements. Let the wind cleanse your aura. Put your bare feet on the ground. If you need to have more information about it, read the book, Earthing. Watch the documentary on YouTube. Really allow the Earth's electromagnetic field to charge your body. We are so disconnected from the earth, from our shoes and from our houses, from the clothing that we wear. So, and then I invite you to go out, see a sunrise, see a sunset, put your hand on a tree, connect with nature in whatever way that you feel aligned with. Is trust your intuition on this. But we need to step out of our boxes, the boxes that we drive in, the boxes that we live in, to be able to get out and to really connect with these natural remedies that we have here. Learn about herbs, learn about different ways to heal yourself naturally. Doing your own research. You're a vibe, fam. You're a vibe. Take time for yourself. Embrace yourself. Love yourself. You genuinely matter. I hope there was something in this episode that resonated for you. I hope it was helpful. Thank you for taking a ride on the bus with me. If you're still here, you definitely got a seat on this bus. You've been taking the journey with me. I appreciate you spending your sacred energy and time listening. Until next time.
Thank you for tuning in. Your spiritual beings having a human experience.